Archibald, someone at the office had a good question. Which one of us is more evil?
Well, I leaked the source code for Battlefield 2042, violated the Geneva Convention 14 times, breached Twitch's streaming servers, and leaked the...
Oh, please, I have done 2 of those things just this morning. That's not that special.
Oh, and did I mention I ate the last of your caviar pizza? Without telling you? Wait, are you crying?
No!
To my associate, Reginald, I am sorry about your pizza. And your Sate 14 brand cereal. And your cinnamon Galadoodle Pop-Tarts. Frankly, I can't be blamed for eating them. Their only line of defense was a flimsy piece of paper taped to the side that said "Don't," which was quickly conquered. However, to make it up to you, I've taken the liberty of improving one of your favorite builds. This build, with a few combinations of perks and mods, can not only grant you regular access to an extra-large can of industrial-strength ape-away, but also the ability to one-shot kill from both a sidearm and a bow. From this, I have so effectively violated the boundaries between primary and special weapon that I have received hate mail from a player named Exotic Sweat. Reginald, if that isn't poetic irony, then I'm not sure what is. I will admit, I didn't land on this perfection from the beginning. Yes, much like the invention of the light bulb, there were many, failed experiments. I started with what I knew, the Rat King and a legendary bow with quick access sling. I knew I needed to maintain the semen transmission for... Wait a second. I thought you said you spell checked this thing. Well, I know semen is technically a word, but why on earth would a bow need to make a semen transition to... What the hell do I even pay you for? Right. As I was saying, I knew I needed to maintain the seamless transition from sidearm to bow, while also nullifying the weaknesses that currently exists. I knew this bow swap sidearm combo meant we could maintain pressure and lethality from every range and every situation. But it lacked a certain consistency. I started with trying to double down on the invisibility while pushing out its effective quick swap range. But then I began to use the melee kickstart setup with Le Monarch and a quick draw hand cannon. This proved to be rather effective, yet it felt bland. Like a Taco Bell burrito, it had all of its delicious culture and spice washed out of it. I did learn something from my experiments, though. This exotic weapon is more slept on than a used mattress in the back alley of a Goodwill. The arrows fired out of this weapon have a small concentrated canister on the tip that, when the wielder releases a perfectly drawn arrow indicated by the glowing sights, will poison any target hit through the power of purple drink. This purple drink has been kept in a secluded area where it is forced to look at political debates and YouTube comments and Facebook posts. This treatment has allowed it to become the second most toxic substance in the galaxy. It will poison all targets in a 6-meter radius, ticking them from the point of impact for 8 ticks at 3 damage each. This can allow you to easily send an entire fire team to a group Discord call with God if they are stupid enough to challenge you after being poisoned from their incorrectly socially distanced friend. Yet still, the Le Monarch doesn't stop there. Oh no, it wanted to guarantee that any future exotic bows will never be able to handle its exaggerated swagger. This weapon, for some reason, receives the lightweight bonus. This means that this weapon has the highest unbuffed primary damage, the draw speed of a precision frame bow, and grants the movement speed of scalpers stalking a PS5. But while this Le Monarch is outrageously effective, like dropping a well-timed grammar correction in an online argument, by itself it lacks an effective tactical option for closer range. And just like you are my perfect villainous sidekick, the Lonesome is the Le Monarch's perfect secondary weapon. Not only does this sidearm impeccably deal the correct amount of damage to allow a perfectly drawn Le Monarch headshot to be followed by a single Lonesome body shot, but it also has the effective range that would make hand cannons blush. Rolling into the Crucible with this gun is the biggest assertion of dominance you can flex. I recommend keeping an eye out for full auto and kill clip rolls with a high range stat. We will discuss why this particular roll in just a bit. Don't worry that pretty mustache of yours, Reginald. The subclass is up to your discretion. As to not depart too far from what you're familiar with, I have stayed on the top tree Night Stalker, like the smooth brains have stayed on whatever the caliber of unimaginative crutch the hive mind of anti-fun has dictated to them. If you find yourself wanting more power from your super and your smoke bomb, try Middle Tree with Spectral Blades. If you find yourself wanting a longer period of invisibility, use Bottom Tree. Frankly, I like the power and fluidity of Top Tree. I gain an increase to my tracker, sneak speed, and sprint speed. This combined with the lightweight bonus of Lemon Arch... God damn it! Lemon? Arch? Really? The one time I change editors and you give me Lemon Arch. I sound like some kind of senile old man.
Yeah, whatever. Calm down before you short.
Don't you backsass me. I'm still wearing the chonkla gauntlets, you coin-flicking moat stuffer. Sorry, can't get any good help these days. I found that this particular brand of space arrow to be my favorite, not just from its passive, but the smoke bomb can be a dastardly tool for deception. If placed correctly, you can easily catfish an ape into sliding into it, making them a prime target from the Monarch headshot. Failing that, there is always an option for doing what the kids call a wombo combo. As for the armor, out of desperation for trying to get the Monarch to swap as easily as the quick access sling mod, I tried running the Mecahneers Tricksleeves, and after dusting it off for about 2 years of absolutely caked on space dust, I found that these sleeves are deceptively powerful. For you see, Reginald, they effectively give all sidearms quick draw and a maximum reload stat. I am able to swap and reload my sidearm 37 times before Rikakis can finish his intro. But that's not all. Have you ever thought to yourself that 4-tapping with a precision frame sidearm is just too much of a bother? Well, my friend, these may be the perfect gauntlets for you. Whenever you take near-fatal damage, these gauntlets summon the power of God and enemy. Not only will your opponents have to hear some black-and-white tragic backstory as a justification for the sudden increase in power you are about to pull out of your ass, but you also get a flat bonus to overall damage with these gloves. This can turn your previously slow yet consistent lonesome into a 3-shot headshot ape genocide machine! But let's fancy the idea that maybe you're just as evil as I am. If this were true, then you may need to look no further than the surprise attack charge with Light Mod. This mod grants a 33% damage buff to your sidearms whenever you switch to a sidearm or reload one. You will gain 5 stacks of this buff every charge of light you receive, and unlike your pathetic attempts at wooing the opposite sex, these shots won't go away if you miss your target. The only thing that can rid you of this raw, unadulterated primary weapon dominance is swapping off of your sidearm or dying. And that's where the particular role of Lonesome I suggested comes into play. Both the surprise attack mod and the kill clip perks stack with one another, granting a staggering 66% damage increase, because I know that little brain of yours fails to keep pace with my masterful intellect. This brings the damage of your sidearm from a respectable 57 headshot to the downright illegal 101. And this isn't even accounting for the possibility of also gaining an extra 20% damage from your Mecahneers Tricksleeves. And if you wanted to take this even a step further, let's say you were the type of man that thought Call of Duty was a good franchise and wanted to simulate the time to kill present in that game. Well then, might I casually mention that a 3-round burst sidearm with the same perk setup, you are capable of killing a target with only 1 burst? I do say, Reginald, I am so evil, sometimes I scare myself. Ironically, I found that running just a high-energy fire mod to be sufficient enough for my needs. This is not only due to the general ease of use and increased uptime for my 3-tapping Lonesome, but because Monarch was starting to get jealous. It turns out its jealousy isn't unjustified, however. Whenever the Monarch has a 20% damage bonus, for example, for your high-energy fire mods, it is capable of, with a perfectly drawn arrow, headshot outright killing a target. The initial impact will do over 180 damage, And then from there, the 8 ticks of 4 damage each will guarantee that no target survives. This effectively turns your Monarch into a glare-less sniper rifle. Oh, I particularly enjoy the sounds of sheer panic whenever I doom a target to their death. To best maximize your one-shot purple drink and hand cannon sidearm, I recommend you no further than the following combination of taking charge, stacks on stacks, and high energy fire. This will provide you an appropriate balance of consistency and uptime for your damage stacks. If you happen to get a kill on a target with a lonesome and have taken relatively little damage, attempt to proc kill clip and score a double kill. If your lonesome is masterworked and the time between kills is small enough that this will grant you an orb of light. And of course, from this orb of light you will gain 2 stacks of charge with light. That's 2 one-shot kill arrows, or 2 3-shot lonesome kills, or anywhere in between. Now all that's left is to remind the Crucible apes that they are soon to be an extinct breed. I'm sorry your food was so delicious. Hugs and kisses, Archibald.
Oh, gods! My roast is ruined! But what if I were to purchase fast food and disguise it as my own cooking? Delightfully devilish, Reginald. Archibald, I was just stretching my calves on the windowsill. Isometric exercise. Care to join me?
Why is there smoke coming out of your oven, Reginald?